All right, welcome everyone to our new Coach Getting Started Right call. So if you are on this call, you are a newer coach or a coach kind of looking to bring your business to life, or a leader on the team who is like, okay, how do I help my new coaches? And so lots of different people can join this call for lots of different reasons. And one of the first things I want to do is welcome you, of course, to Team Passion and tell you a little bit about our culture. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Nicole L. Jones, and I started this business July 27th, 2010. So I've been doing this for 8 years and almost 3 months now. And I started just me as a mom with a 2-month-old and a 4-year-old, just looking for a way to get healthy and fit, but then also looking for a legit way to make money from home. And I had no idea that when I was scrolling social media one night, that a before and after would turn into this huge, amazing business. I don't have a business background. I don't have a fitness background. I don't have a nutrition background. I'm an everyday mom who just needed something more. And this was it. And I didn't know that this was going to turn into my full-time career. I didn't know that this was going to turn into an amazing business, an amazing opportunity. I could go on and on of what these 8 years have looked like, but that's for another call. But our culture and Team Passion, I want to share that we are truly a team. And we come together every day in our coaches page, our Team Passion coaches page, and we come together every day either in your challenge group with your coach or our big team challenge group. Right now it's called Back to School, Back to You, but we're changing it for the holidays very soon here this week. But so you're added to a coaches group and you're added to an accountability group. So you're going to work on your fitness and you're going to work on your business. And you are never alone in this business. And one of the things you will find when you come to either of those pages is you will feel immediately welcomed and part of a super supportive, positive community. It took me the first few years of my business to make sure everybody was positive. Our team page would have a little bit of negativity sprinkled in, and I had to really nip that in the bud and say, this isn't what we're about here. You can certainly come at me privately or to your coach privately with your, or you can even post about your challenges or your struggles, absolutely, but in a constructive way. Things aren't perfect. I don't expect you always to be happy and perfect and everything's going amazing. Absolutely not. Through struggle, there is triumph. So I want you to talk about your struggles, but it's got to be in a positive, constructive way. You can't come in and go, you know, oh my gosh, this business totally sucks. I can't get anybody to join me. What was I thinking? Instead, you come into Team Passion and you're like, oh, I'm really having a hard time getting people to say yes. Anyone have any tips for me? Right? So those are the differences, and that's why you can feel super positive and super welcomed when you come into our community. Let me tell you where you can find our trainings. So we have amazing trainings. I'm actually going to post right now, let me grab it, the link for our new coach module system. Okay, this is gonna be moved soon into a different link, but for right now, this is where I'm gonna post it right in the chat for you to grab, but it's also in the Team Passion coaches page. So let me just copy and paste this link for you in the chat. And so this is a link where you click on it and it takes you to a private YouTube channel where there are videos for you to begin learning your business. There's 5 modules, and in each module there's different videos. We are in the process of revamping them. We've added some new stuff to them. But by the end of the year, it's going to be completely revamped. There's a new business activity tracker coming out that a few of us are testing out. So there's some things that we're going to be adding in there, which is really great. But your modules are basically going to tell you how to log into your system, how to set up your EFT so that you get paid when you start sharing with people and making a sale, how to make a sale, lots of different things. And I'm going to go over a couple of those things when I share my screen with you in a little bit. But those modules are going to walk you through the first 2 weeks to 30 days in your business, and you can always revisit them because there's lots of great trainings in there. Another great place to find our trainings is if you go to YouTube and you type in Team Passion Training, all one word. There's a whole channel with probably at least 50 videos. I'm not really sure, but at least 50 videos that the most recent will be at the top, so you could definitely start there. But time management tips. How do I find business partners? What is an Emerald Coach? What is Success Club? How do I start as a new coach? How do I use Instagram? How do I set up a like page? Literally, if you have a question, we have a video training on it, okay? Then I'm gonna walk you through in a couple minutes here your Coach Online Office, which corporate has given you a ton of training. So you pay a $16 fee every month, and I'm going to show you what you get for this $16. It is unheard of to start a business for $16, and that being your overhead fees every month. $16. You don't have to pay employees, you don't have to pay insurance, you don't have to pay lawyers, you don't have to pay a human resource department, you don't have to pay employees, nothing. It's literally $16, and you get your business up and running, ready for you to just go with, right? Unheard of. The average startup cost for a business in the US right now is about $65,000. So do you have $16 or $65,000, right? And you can make more money faster with the $16 startup, because usually when someone starts a brick and mortar or another business out there, it takes a year or two for them to even take a paycheck. And you take a paycheck your first week with Beachbody as long as you start selling to people, right? One of the other things we're going to talk about, I'm going to talk about here right now before I share my screen, you have to stay connected to your why, okay? You have to decide, why did you say yes in this business? One of the things I want to share a little bit. I started this business 8.5 years ago, and my coach said, here's where you find your trainings. Please plug into our team calls. Please plug into our trainings. Here's where corporate trains you. Come to events. Get on this call. I did all of that. My coach didn't have to say, hey, did you listen to that call? Hey, did you send that message? Hey, did you post on social media? My coach never had to check on me. I was a go-getter. I was self-motivated. I did it all on my own. And why? Because I knew that this had to change the course of my family's future. I was sick and tired of being poor and just having this, not poor, that's not a very good word, but really struggling, not being able to put gas in my car, not being able to afford groceries, charging diapers, charging formula, just borrowing money so bad. Like, we would take the bills on Thursdays when we would get paid, or Fridays, and I go, I don't know what we can afford to pay. We got to keep the lights on. Let's pay that. Like, I was so sick of doing that. And I have a college degree, and I have had corporate jobs. I've been a supervisor. Like, I've had, it's not like I didn't have these great jobs, but we were struggling, and it was so frustrating because we were doing what we were supposed to do, right? And so I was so sick of living that way. And so every day when I got up, even on the days when I was like, geez, I don't know, is anybody really listening to me out here? Do I really know what I'm doing? How do I build a team? Is this really for me? I don't know anything about running a business. I had to push all those thoughts back. And I was like, nope, you're gonna fix your family's financial future. You're gonna stop living paycheck to paycheck. You're gonna pay off this student loan. You're gonna pay off, whatever. You're gonna take the dogs to the vet. You're gonna be able to pay for everybody to go to the dentist. This is what you're going to do, and you need to do it. And there's no excuses every single day. So I motivated myself every day. I reminded myself of my why and my long-term goals in this business. And I never gave myself an ultimatum. It frustrates me when coaches say, I'm going to give myself a year. If I just can't seem to do this, then this probably isn't for me. you've already given up. In my eyes, you've already said, I'm looking for a way out in a year and I can't wait. Like, that's what I hear. So you've got to look at this long term, like, okay, what can I accomplish in the next 5 years in this business? You have to look at the short term. What can I accomplish in 30 days? What can I accomplish by the end of the year? What can I accomplish the first quarter of next year? You're going to set all those goals with me or your coach, and you're going to do that. But then long term, you're going to say, okay, and what do I really want out of my life? And I want you to dream those crazy dreams that you've thought about. You know, I'm going to go on 5 vacations next year, or, you know, whatever that is. I'm going to be able to donate a certain amount of money every month to my favorite charity. I want to be able to work only Monday through Thursday from 9 to 2 and take the weekends off. I would like to retire my spouse. I would like to have a boat. I would like to have an oceanfront home as my second home. I would like to have a vacation, right? You're going to do all those things in the next 5 to 10 years if you can see it. You've got to believe it and you've got to see it. And that's what's going to, those short-term goals and that big vision is what's going to get you up every morning, and not your coach going, hey, how's it going? There's nothing worse than being a leader and pulling my coaches along. Like, I know you can do it. Like, I was a cheerleader in high school, but those days are over, right? Like, I'm here to be your leader and teach you my ways and mentor you, but I am not here to drag you through the mud, kicking and screaming and begging you to work this business and telling you, you can do this, come on. Like, I'll do that. I'll be like, you can do this, but we as your leader and your coach cannot, it's not up to us. This is your business. We're not your boss. You have to learn a CEO mindset, an entrepreneurial mindset. You are not an employee anymore. So no one's going to give you a list and tell you what to do. We're going to give you ideas of what you should do and tell you what your to-do list should look like, but it's up to you to make it, and it's up to you to take action on it. So I want you to understand that from the get-go in this business. This is not going to be handed to you. We didn't promise you you were going to get rich really fast. One of the first things my coach said to me was, Nicole, you're going to work a lot in the beginning for a little bit of money. But in a couple years, you're going to work a little bit for a whole lot of money. And that came true. That totally came true. I would work, you know, as much as I could in the beginning, and my paycheck would be $50. I'm like, I could go work a 9 to 5 and make maybe more than that, right? Like that. But I couldn't think that. I couldn't think that because the 9 to 5 was never going to pay me the money that I make every week and the lives that are changed. People tell me every day that I inspire them to, whether it's even go for a walk, I inspire them to drink more water. Whatever that is, I hear it every day from somebody, whether it's somebody on the team, somebody somewhere. You inspire me, Nicole. Does your boss tell you that you inspire them at your 9 to 5 or your other job? Probably not, right? I swear my past boss used to have a sticky note at the end of the day. Please make sure you thank all your employees. And it was like an afterthought. Hey, yeah, thank you. Have a good day. Like it was, and that was something that stuck with me. I have an assistant that works with me 3 days a week. And the first thing I say to her at the end of the day is thank you. Thank you for today. Because that's all I wanted to hear. And now I'm hearing way more than that, which is fun. So this could be like an entire 30-minute call, me telling you that to get your shit together and do your work, right? Do your job. Bill Belichick, for us Patriots fans, he tells his team, do your job, right? It's not up to Bill to make Tom Brady do his job, right? Tom Brady gets up early. He's the first one on the field. He's watching tapes in the wee hours of the night, right? He's figuring it out. It's his job, right? Plugging in is the last thing I want to talk about before I share my screen real quick, and then we're done. Plugging in means, it doesn't mean just read everything that the team is talking about. It means interacting, getting engaged with the team. We have the 2 team pages that I talked about. We have a national wake-up call that you can listen to on Mondays. We have a whole team passion training events calendar. And every Monday, I tell you what's coming for the month too, or for the week as well. So I'll say, hey, here's Team Passions happening this week. First, it was tonight's call. Wednesday night, we're doing a power hour on the team page. Thursday night is a special leadership call for diamonds and above. Okay, and I tell people that. But the whole month is mapped out for you in a calendar. So, and we're actually going to do November's calendar tomorrow so that you already know November's. And so the team knows what's coming next, and then they also, so they can put it in so they don't make any other plans. And then they also say, hey, Nicole, can I help you with that? Yes, you can. You will never hear me say, no, I don't want your help. Thanks anyway. You will never hear those words coming out of my mouth. Yes, I want your help. There are so many people on the team that are looking for different, I'm going to say something and then Dawn could say the exact same thing, but in a totally different way. And you're going to be like, oh, Dawn, oh my God, Dawn just said the most amazing thing. And then me as your leader has to swallow my pride and go, that's amazing. I'm so glad that clicked for you, even though I've said it 17 times, right? But Dawn, it's going to click when Dawn says it, and that's okay. And so a lot of times leaders will get upset with that. They'll be like, oh my gosh, I told my team that so many times and you say it and all of a sudden, you can't be like that. You got to check your ego at the door. You just have to go, oh, thank you. I'm so glad that clicked for you. And so plugging in means going into our team page and bringing value, saying, hey guys, I just listened to Tanya today on the National Wake Up Call, and she had a great idea for having more engagement in her sneak peek groups or her events where she's doing a product launch. Such a great idea. Something as simple as asking people where they live, right? Whatever you heard on today's National Wake Up Call, just tell the team. We have something called the Team Passion Business Activity Tracker, where every day there's a log and everybody logs their business for the day. Don't log your business and run. Log your business, then read someone else's post that posted above you, or read someone else's post that posted after you, and go give them some love on that. Get engaged with it and be like, oh my gosh, that's such a good idea that you did that, or congratulations that you did that. I'm so proud of you for coming out of your comfort zone. Same thing in our accountability group. Don't just log your workout and run. I want you to log your workout and find 5 other people in that log somewhere to congratulate and tell them how amazing they are. Some people are asking for help in those little posts, and you're not going to see them unless you're reading them. I'm not asking you to spend 17 hours reading everybody's logs in the day. I'm asking you to take 5 minutes out of your day, go into the logs, see what other people are saying, and get as much engagement with them, because you're going to find that there's someone just like you out there that maybe you can connect to that you wouldn't otherwise have if you just logged your stuff and ran, right? So that's what I mean by plugging in, getting on these calls, using maybe the chat, volunteering to help with trainings, all those things. And as new coaches, I'm not expecting you to volunteer tomorrow for training, right? But I want you to see that everybody else in the team that have been here for a little bit are starting to volunteer, and that's huge. So let me share my screen real quick for these last 9 minutes, because I want to walk you through your Coach Online Office, like super quick. So where is it? Here it is. So when you log into it's coach.teambeachbody.com and you sign in, and this is what you see. You see your coach ID, your name, your username, your rank, all those things, right? And over here you click, and there's different things here that you'll learn about, but there's different things that you can click on and see. The first place I want you to start going to when you first log into this Coach Online Office is Grow My Business. And you go here to your websites and your profile, and you set up your websites and your profile. It walks you through it, edit it, view it, start it. It's like doesn't look like that on mine because mine's done, but it basically is like click here. It walks you through exactly how to do that. There's a whole product tools and shareable media section where you can log in and you can view all of these toolkits of everything that we have at our fingertips. So here's what I want you to do as a new coach. Just grab one a day. What's this featured media thing? And just start clicking. This is all I did as a new coach. Every day I would come in here and I would set a timer for 10 minutes and I would just learn and click through these things, not really knowing what I was doing. But I was learning. This share a cart, this is what you need to learn on how to set up a shopping cart for people when they're ready to order. Go into training. There's a whole getting started section. It's just for you. My first 30 minutes, what do I do in this business? This document tells you my first 30 hours, my first 30 days. And you can start clicking on these and telling your coach what you're learning. So don't be afraid to click on all these buttons and just start clicking stuff, learning. Monitor My Business is where you're going to set up your EFT for payment. The coach modules will walk you through this in a little more detail, but all I did, I didn't have a training to walk me through my website. I just went in my website and started clicking around on things. You can't screw anything up. So just start clicking, learning, find one thing a day to look at. And that's it. That's the nature of this business. You decide your business hours. That's going to be huge as a new coach. You want to set your business hours. When can I work this business? And sit down on Sunday night, because if your schedule changes, then each week it could be different. So Sunday night, you sit down, you look at your calendar for the week, you look at appointments, you look when you have to work, you look when you have to take kids to activities, you look, right? And you plug in when you're going to work your Beachbody business. For me, I get up, and I know there's a lot of you on this team, you get up at 4, 4:30, 5 a.m. to ensure the first thing you do every day is your workout. I was thinking today on my ride home from dance, I was like, gosh, I know there's people that meditate to get their day started, and I think I'd like to meditate at the end of the day to wind down. I think that's more effective for me. But my workout is my meditation in the morning. Like, that gets me going. If I don't work out within the first hour of my day, I don't know when the workout would happen, right? As soon as 6:05 happens, I have to start making Samantha breakfast, waking her up, and then I do that, and then I do my workout, and then I know at 7 o'clock it's time to start making Ella's breakfast, and right, so like I know that little window that I have to get my 45 minutes, 30, 40, whatever workout I'm doing in that little window, and the first 40 minutes of my day is my personal growth, my looking at my to-do list, my setting my intention for the day, drinking my pre-workout, getting it ready. And then I go in and I get my workout done, and that sets the tone for my day. So by 7 o'clock, I've already worked out. I've already done some personal development. I've already answered messages from the night before. I've done a good hour of work before the sun is even up, right? So, and then maybe at lunchtime, you sit down, you're eating your lunch, you step away from your desk, and you're like, okay, I'm going to go in that Coach Online Office thing that Nicole told me about, and I'm going to watch a training video, or I'm going to click around. Perfect. You can do that on your phone, too. There's a Coach Mobile app that looks very similar to that. Click around, do things, listen to a podcast, whatever, on your drive home, right? And then after dinner, after the activities, you sit down for an hour at night and you dive into your work. You learn trainings, you learn about social media. This tonight wasn't any training for you to learn. This was, where do I find the trainings? How do I get started? Where do I click around? What am I going to do? The most important thing, if you heard nothing else in this entire 25 minutes, message your coach every single day. The first 90 days of my business, I would message my coach every day. Hey, I just did this. Hey, I just did this. hey, I just did that. Whether he read it or not, whether he gave me some encouragement or not, it didn't matter. It was my accountability to him that I'm in this. And he would give me more attention, and he would like, if I don't hear from my coaches, I don't know what you want. I don't know if you're really in this. I'm just not really sure. I'm not a mind reader. I'm not going to chase you. It's your business. So I might check in for the first 30 days, but then after that, it's like, ball's in your court. And I tell my coaches that. I'm like, I'm not here to chase you. I'm not your boss. I'm your mentor. You've got to come to me and say, hey, this is what I want to do. Hey, how do I do this? Hey, what do I do next? Hey, like that? What's next? What's next? What's next? And that eagerness, it's just like a teacher. A teacher wants that kid in the classroom to raise their hand so bad and ask a question, right? Like that. Teachers, that's like a charge for them when kids are asking questions. If they're just sitting there quietly, they're like, who am I even talking to? Is anybody listening? Why am I here? Do I really like this job? Right? But if people are like, oh, and engaging and asking questions, and the teacher's all energized, and it becomes a great class. And the same thing happens with us as we mentor new coaches. We're like, ooh, they want to know more. This is exciting. And so make it exciting. Keep it exciting. Remember your why. Plug into all the pages. As soon as you start feeling overwhelmed, I look at coaches who say, oh, I'm so overwhelmed. It's an excuse. It's valid, but it's an excuse of, I'm not really making this business a priority, and I don't know where to start anymore, and I stopped listening to you, and I stopped plugging in, and I'm not doing my workout anymore. Like all of those, if you're overwhelmed, you're not really doing what you're supposed to be doing, because this business will take time for you to figure out the whole time management thing, but that's where your coach will come in. Okay, tell me what you're doing to start the day, and let's break it down, right? Some days you might be able to work an hour on this business, and some days you may work 10 minutes because of how your crazy schedule is. And I get that, and that's okay. But you've got to find the time and make the time, which means most likely there are no more Netflix binges. There are no more nightly TV, right? That it's not really growing. Your bank account's not growing with you on the couch, right? Well, it could be, but you have your laptop in front of you or your phone. So a lot of times a spouse will get confused, and they'll be like, why are you always on that thing? And they think like, you know, you're just scrolling Facebook when you're actually working. So explain that to your spouse. Explain that this is a business. I actually have to run this business on social media. Here, do you want to see how this works? And show them stuff. You know, explain to them the importance of this. So again, that could be another call. So any questions before we hop off? I know I talked really fast because I wanted to get this all done in 30 minutes. But any questions? All right. So I look forward to seeing you on the Team Passion Coaches page, where you go into the announcement post, which is called Business Activity Tracker. Everybody that was on this call live, please pop in there now and just say, hey, Nicole, I found the Business Activity Tracker. I was on your Getting Started Right call. You know, tell me how awesome I am. I don't know. Tell me something. No, just tell us that you were there. Just do it as a check-in so I know you found the Business Activity Tracker. And I look forward to watching you make all of your goals and dreams come true. And truly, from the bottom of my heart, welcome to Team Passion, and congrats on an amazing decision in doing so. Good night.